Each week, we ask our special contributors to bring with them something that particularly caught their eye this week in the world of finance, business, and the economy. We're going to start with you, Roger. What caught your eye?
So what caught my eye is a law that the president signed a couple of weeks ago, frankly. It's called the Secure Act. What this does is actually it's the first time we've adjusted private retirement in this country in about a decade. It's going to drive, I think, more people to save. It's going to create a real incentive around having annuitization, which is to create lifetime income for individuals. It's going to allow small and medium-sized businesses to band together to create private savings for retirement. And it's going to tell people for the first time what their nest egg is going to result in terms of lifetime income. So I think this has the potential to be a game changer in terms of getting people to think about retirement, bringing more savings to retirement, and slowing down some of the departures from retirement.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to be
the direction of addressing that retirement gap that you've talked about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a big problem in the country. Larry, what caught your eye?
The Twitter sphere and America are actually very different places. And some of the more radical proposals that generated initial enthusiasm involving massive tax increases and massive transformation of our healthcare system that looked initially like they were very popular, they're looking less popular, and their advocates are generating less enthusiasm than seemed to be the case a month ago, and I think that's an important and positive trend.
Yeah, I thought that actually in the debate on Detroit, when I watched Elizabeth Warren tell those UAW members, you're not going to have your insurance plan anymore. And if you know anything about collective bargaining, they've fought long and hard for those deals.
Exactly right. It was an echo of something that happened actually almost 60 years ago, 50 years ago, when George McGovern suggested at a UAW convention that he was going to, in favor of extremely high taxes on big estates. They actually booed him out of the place.
Wow.
And I think that impulse to take from those at the top is not actually as much of a shared universal American impulse as many suggest. Yes, we've got to work on inequality, but there are much better ways of doing it than just by confiscation.
And Roger, at a time when there's some skepticism across the country about our federal government, to say we're going to take all of our health system and turn it over to the federal government is a tough putt.
It's absolutely a tough putt. Look, I think there's a lack of trust in general in big institutions, and frankly, the government is no different. And we also have an unusual time when the governing elite are in some ways attacking the government themselves. A variety of phrases out there that are suggesting that even those in charge of the government don't fully trust it. And so I think people are recognizing, focus on their own self-sufficiency, maybe a focus on community, less trust in big institutions, far away institutions, et cetera. So the world has changed quite a bit, and some of the old standbys, I think, are not being accepted by the electorate the way they used to be.